Good day, people. Welcome back to the channel. When you work with Mother Nature, she can reward you. And these two plants is an example of how working with Mother Nature can get you some good rewards. There's almost no breeze at all, so I can use the mic from the phone right now. I'm going to be right alongside. These are dock seed. DOCK. We have, I think it's curly dock. I don't have much to harvest this year. As far as I know, I have these few plants here. But I do have some curly dock flower from a previous season. And the last time I was at the store, I bought certified organic all-purpose flour. So I'm hoping that I can make dock crackers, and there's a couple other recipes. So using these alone, they have a nutty flavor. Basically, that's all you do. It doesn't really matter if you leave the leaves in there. The leaves are edible as well. But if you don't want the leaves, you can pick them out. Picking them out on a day like today, they are quite dry to start with. Well, we will finish drying them out. I have the oven on preheating at its lowest setting, which is 170. These here, see, they're not all completely brown, so they're not ready yet. The rest of them are gone completely brown, so they're ready to be harvested. These are the leaves too, you see that? They're green, but these seeds are completely brown. So even though the leaves are green, the seeds are ready. On this one, I'll show you to see the leaves as well as turned. So they're definitely ready. That's those there. That's what I got just now. I am going to wander around the garden and see if there's any more. I'll put the phone in the pocket and do a handheld clip of the other ones that I find. There will be more to harvest. I showed you those that are getting close to being ready, but there's a smaller plant there. It's got quite a few seeds on it, and they're still completely green. So it's going to be quite a while before they're ready to be harvested. This might be an issue more than once. I got stinging nettles around here. See, I did get the part from my weed eater, and I had cut down the stinging nettles that was growing up around that patch that I just harvested. And here I've got one lone plant. I think I'll be able to reach in and get them and get those seeds right there. I've preheated the oven, as I said, 170 degrees. That's as low as it goes. I have a woodworking clamp. There's no plastic on this side. So I'll just attach it to the door like so. I'll take my dock seat. I have two cookie sheets here, one larger than the other. Oh, I don't want to do that first. Out of curiosity, I want to weigh them before and after drying. I'd probably be able to fit them in this bowl. So we have 109 grams. I'll spread them out on these two baking sheets as much as we can. And we'll put them in the oven. It's only 170, and because I have this clamp here, the door's ajar, so they're not going to burn. We'll come back later, like I said, and check on them. We'll go do other things. Blueberries. It's blueberry picking time. Right now, when you go around, you'll find areas where there's more blueberries ripe, and then there's areas where most of them are still raw yet. Now, if you're close by, it doesn't matter. It's better, in my opinion, to go and pick the ones that's ripe if it's just in your backyard or just down the street, because if you wait for them to all get ripe, then a lot of the berries are going to be taken by the wildlife. Not that I mind the wildlife taking the berries. It's just that, I mean, you need berries for you, and if they taken the ones close by, then you've got to go farther to find them, don't you? And it's harder to pick them. So we're going to be picking blueberries today. I have my seat. When we were growing up, we would go pick blueberries every year. We never took a seat. We always had a gallon bucket or an ice cream container is what we would pick them in. The best thing to pick them in my opinion, is a gallon container with a handle on it. This one's about a gallon and a half. So such as the beef pail, which is basically what I have here. And like I said, your seat, then you can take your seat. You know what I'm thinking I should do is put on the inside each corner on this seat, put an adjustable leg, so that right now I've got a actually good place to sit it, but it is slanted to the side, so I'm not really super comfortable. But it is much better than standing and bending over all the time and picking. You can take your time, think away, or if you want to, you can listen to a podcast and slowly pick the berries, well, as slow as you need to, so that you pick them clean. When you're picking blueberries for yourself, in my opinion, it's better to pick them clean while you're out in the forest, rather than just smash and grab through, because if you do the smash and grab or the berry picker method, then you get home, you've got to spend just as much time again cleaning them. So you might as well enjoy nature, enjoy the sounds of nature while you're picking berries. And when you get home, you just throw them right in your bottles, stick them in the water bath canner, and there you've got your preserved berries. Or if you're going to freeze them. See, I like them both ways. If your plan is to have them for a dessert, like if you're going to put milk and sugar with them, then I would rather have them bottled. But there's also, if you freeze them, the way blueberries are, they don't stick together. So you have a bowl of these little frozen orbs to enjoy when you freeze them. You know, I was just watching two little shrews chasing each other around through that habitat pile there. But yeah, so sitting here like this, I'll sit here and I'll pick every last, or almost every last ripe blueberry that's here within reach before I move. But when we went out and picking them without a seat, we will go through and we will just skim along. And half of them we left there. And we go over the same patch, go around and around and around, because standing there in the one spot, then your back would start to ache and you're bent over, so it's harder to breathe, like you're really bent over. It's very easy to breathe if you're just sitting here like this. But if you're standing up, then your head down like this, it makes it harder to breathe, and you're constantly trying to hold yourself up. You can't have well, you can, but if you had a swivel seat, it would be nice. Maybe I should do that too. Put a swivel on this thing. And then I could have a backrest. But currently, without the swivel, then I got to be able to turn all around, and because I've got this now set right down in the middle of the patch. There was a spot right in the middle where I could put it, and I'm not putting it down on ripe blueberries. Oh, scared of a toad. There's a toad going by there. Clear cutting large swaths of land, such as the forestry industry would do, is not good for the ecosystem. It destroys the ecosystem. Now, the boreal forest is one, you get windfalls and brush fires and that kind of thing. They happen quite regularly, actually, in the boreal forest. And so what you get is spaces throughout the overall coniferous forest. And this is where blueberries grow. So you could say, oh, you're cutting down your forest, when I initially had this, because this was a full-grown forest, and I mean the trees were getting older and starting to go soft in the center, etc., etc. But it was a full forest. When I cut them down, then blueberries are one of the first things that grow back up. And this is what you see. If you work with nature, instead of constantly trying to fight her, then you can work in a way that you can expect, right? I cut down the forest. This is what is to be expected, that blueberry plants will grow up, and for a few years, I will have a crop of blueberries here that previously it was almost bare ground, actually. Speaking of which, of course, that area where I said I found a source, I have to get a lot of that organic matter down to my garden. I guess within the next year, to make sure I've got a layer of organic matter on the garden before the area that I'm now cutting over grows like this. So I don't think I have anything else to tell you now while I'm picking blueberries. And of course, just to sit and watch me pick blueberries, it's going to be rather boring. So I am going to turn off the camera, and I'll turn it back on if there's anything interesting to tell you. And then we'll go ahead for quite a while, I don't know how long, picking blueberries. Well, I'm going to call that a bucket full. Took 3 hours to pick that. That's about 6 liters. We'll find out there pretty soon. So I went over this bed now. There's way more unripe berries in this patch than there was ripe ones. And doing the one thing for hours on end gets quite monotonous. So, but I'm doing this now. I wanted to fill up that bucket for the sake of the video, and from now on, I guess I'll be picking berries. Take an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day picking berries. So let's measure them both by volume and by weight. This jug is 2 liters. Turn you on. Two liters, 1,110 grams, so 1.11 kilograms. $11.30, so 1.13 kilograms. As I expected, what sets off of 6 liters is not worth talking about. That is 972 grams. You see, like I say, it's almost full. So what that's off of 6 liters now is not worth talking about. So you got the 3.212 kilograms. Now, I turned off the oven at 1 o'clock. That was an hour and a half and 40 minutes. So they were in there with the oven on for 2 hours. About that, and then I left them in the oven when I turned the oven off. I accidentally turned that pot on just then. That's why it was boiling. But what I have in there is spearmint leaves, and they grow like a weed. So it was 109 grams before I dried it. It's 94 grams after drying. Take the blender and make sure your hopper is nice and dry. Turn it on. Now I ran it, let's turn you down, like so. And I ran it twice for 30 seconds. As you can see, it's nice and coarse. So, if you have one of those little bullet slushy smoothie mixer things, it'll probably do the same thing. This is the one that comes with the Ninja kitchen system or whatever they call it. So that's what this is, right? Put it in the big one first because, as you've seen, it completely filled up the big one. And now I just got, well, that's the max liquid is there. It's 500 milliliters, I guess, right there. blows it all up, and then the blades are just spinning free. That's what it sounds like. That. Until you get it to flow nicely, and then you can do it for 30 seconds. And you see it was almost 500 grams. Actually, I think it was a little bit over. I can't quite remember now. And right now it's down to 250. Nice fine flour. Has a high brand flour and no gluten. So like I said before, I have some certified organic all-purpose flour, which I'm going to make some recipe with. This container, it's only that much in there now. I'll add this, and like I said, then we'll, at some point soon, we'll make some dock-seed crackers. Unfortunately, I don't have dock-seed plants to end off this video. Here is some Canadian bunchberry for a future video. Thank you for watching. Remember, don't eat the poison food, and I shall see you in the next video.